to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday dear Marcus. I'm going to cover myself in food. What the hell is that? They have a big smuggling problem here. Good morning. Right, it's Tuesday and it is 10 to 10, which means in 10 minutes time I will be at the mechanics, and hopefully in half an hour's time we will know what's wrong with the van. They might have to book it in again, it depends on the problem obviously, but hopefully we will get a solution to the problem with the van, and then I won't have to worry if it snows again. The snow's cleared up now. It stayed for a day and then all disappeared again, which is good. Today's biggest problem though is that I've woken up with Save All Your Kisses for Me by Brotherhood of Man in my head. And I'm going to tell you a secret, and this will change your life. If that happens to you, not just Brotherhood of Man, I'm pretty sure it works for all other songs as well. If you sing Happy Birthday to yourself, it will get the song out of your head that's stuck in there. So I'm going to do that now. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday dear Marcus, happy birthday to you. Gone. Stay tuned for more life hacks. It doesn't matter where you go in the world, there's one thing that is certain. If you have a time booked at a mechanic, you're going to walk in and they're going to go, actually we can look at it right away because we're absolutely full up, but if you leave it here we'll look at it and then we'll give you a ring. That happens everywhere, every time. It doesn't matter where you are in the world, it is a law. Anyway, that doesn't matter really to me today because I have nothing planned. So I am going to walk down into Henån because that is where we are, and I am going to find coffee and I'm going to sit and do some work, and maybe we'll take a little stroll around Henån, and see what there is. Of course there's no pavement here, so if I die, avenge my death. The vehicles with the red warning triangles on the back are one of the absolutely worst things about Sweden. They are what's called indulge tractors. So when you're 15, you can legally get into one of those vehicles, but they cannot drive faster than 30 kilometers an hour. And for comparison, I'm probably walking faster than that right now. So you constantly get stuck behind these things, and there'll be queues of traffic for miles stuck behind the indulge tractors, and it's just a 15-year-old going to the shop to buy sweets. I hate those things! And at the risk of sounding like an old man, what's wrong with bloody bicycles? In my day we had bicycles and skateboards and roller boots and walking. Do you remember walking? I'm doing it now, walking. Actually, I told a lie, there is still some snow about. Whoa! Oh, I nearly went then. So yeah, there is still some snow about. This island's not very big. It's kind of smaller than the Isle of Wight. But I've been over on the other side of the island for the last couple of days, and there's no snow over there, and you drive 15 minutes, and over here on this side of the island, which is slightly further north to be fair, they've still got snow. So I think I'm going to get back to the other side of the island when I can and do some sunbathing. For those of you that don't know, I lived in Sweden for 20 years. I don't anymore. I prefer to be a citizen of the world nowadays in my trusty van. But when I first came here, one of the first jobs I got was as an English teacher at this school here. They've actually rebuilt it since I was here, but this is Henån school behind me. And about 20 years ago, I taught a bunch of 10-year-olds how to speak English. So there is a group of, I guess they're 30-year-olds now, walking around here who speak English with a half Midlands, half Somerset, half really strange accent. Do you hate listening to yourself? Everyone hates listening to themselves, right? One of the worst things about doing these videos is listening to my own voice and seeing my own face and generally everything else. Love it. Doesn't matter where you go in the world, there is also always an underpass that's covered in graffiti by a school with one kid skiving off. Another job that I had when I first came to Sweden was actually in this place behind me, which is a preschool. And I lasted about 6 months there because working every day with a bunch of 1-year-old and 2-year-olds, put it this way, when it was time for nap time, I was the only one who slept. But this area actually wasn't as built up when I was working here, so this is a bit different. I feel sorry for the people who live here, although they've got good access for the dentist. If you ever find yourself in Henån, I can thoroughly recommend the Thai restaurant behind me here. Very good takeaways. A lot of digging going on here. I wonder what they're doing. They seem to be digging up the entire centre. So I'm now down in the centre of Henån, and as you can see, it's an absolutely bustling metropolis full of life and action. I do know there's a cafe over here, so I'm going to see if I can get a coffee. And if I can't, that's the off licence behind me. I've drunk 2 cafe lattes and now I feel a bit sick. But I've also heard a rumour that there might be a free water point here somewhere, which would make sense really, because Henån is the capital city of Orust. You wouldn't call it the capital city, would you? You would call it the administration centre of the island, something like that. Anyway, oh, there's a big gold. What the hell is that? It's a tree trunk made of pure gold. Anyway, sorry about that. Got distracted by a gold piece of wood. Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, the administration, I can't say it. The administrative centre of the island. That's probably what you would call it. So it's quite famous for building boats here. And rumour has it there might be a free water point by the boat building factory. So if I can find it, that will be handy because I'm running out of water again. Now this is interesting. So 225 crowns, including electricity. 225 crowns, that's probably about 18 quid. There's not much here really. but it did say including showers and electricity. And there's a ticket machine over here, and I'm guessing that if there's going to be water, it's going to be here. 18 quid is not worth it just for a shower, is it, really? When I can stay for free in the car park just over there. Here are the shower rooms. Oh, and there's a laundry as well. Now maybe that could be interesting. So there is a place here for emptying the grey water and stuff. That's good to know. But please be aware, no drinking water. I've never actually seen this before, so I'm guessing maybe this is a fairly new area. It's not particularly nice. I guess in summer it might be nice. It's right next to the harbour, but there's much more beautiful places you can park up and for free. In fact, one of the parking places that I use quite a lot is literally a 2-minute drive outside of Henån, and it has a really nice view. You can see it in my earlier videos. I think in the first video I put out on this channel, I'm parked up there and you can see the view. Maybe in summer it'll be all right here. But here's the ticket machine now. Let's have a look. So yeah, clearly you still pay for, it says help us to stop smuggling. They have a big smuggling problem here. Yeah, so clearly you still pay even though it's winter, but all of the toilets were locked, which means you can't have a shower. I think even the electricity boxes might have been locked as well. So 225 crowns seems to be an awful lot of money to pay, or 18 quid, just to stand in a gravel car park with nothing in it. And also I still haven't found this mythical free water. The place where I normally park up is just up there. If you can see the road on the right hand side, at the top of that hill is where the little camper van place that's free is, with toilets that are open and warm and a place to empty out your waste. Really, why you would pay so much money down here, apart from being in the centre of Henån, which is hardly New York, I'd rather stay up there. Well, I've walked all around here now and I can't find any water anywhere. So I think the mythical free water in Henån is exactly that, mythical. Massive crane here though. I've just done a quick Google and apparently up near where my van is at the moment, at the garage, there's a fire station. And according to Google, there's a free water point at the fire station, which kind of makes sense. So when I go and pick the van up, I'll go and have a look and see if I can find that. Right now though, it's bloody freezing, so I'm going to go in the library, I think, and warm up. I don't know what that art exhibition was all about. Seemed to be like a ghost that had done some droppings on the floor, and a sideboard and a table with some headphones on. Another thing that seems completely universal is that when you leave your car or your van into a garage, you can be certain that no matter where you are in the world, they will not ring you and they will not let you know if your car is ready or not. You always have to either call them to find out what's going on, or as I'm doing now, walk up, because you know that the garage is closing in half an hour, and if you don't get up there, you've got nowhere to sleep for the night. And because I have a British telephone number, I made an extra point of saying to them that if they couldn't get hold of me, to email me and I will call them back. And not that I want to be pessimistic, but most of the time when this happens, you get to the mechanic and you find out that they haven't actually done anything and you'll have to bring it back another day. But we're not going to be pessimistic, are we? We're going to walk up to the garage and find out that everything is hunky-dory, the van is fixed, and they've even polished the fenders, whatever that means. Oh yeah, and while we're talking about things that you have no idea what they mean, that's another thing I hate about going to mechanics. I feel the least manly that I ever feel in my life when I'm standing with a mechanic, because they can say anything to you. They can just come out with this massive word salad, and all you can do is stand there and nod and, you know, give the frowny, oh yeah, that sounds bad. No idea what they're talking about. They can tell you anything. I hate it. So I got there and they checked it out, and it's not a sensor. It's the entire ABS system that needs changing. And the bad news is, if I get a brand new one from Mercedes, it will cost about 800 quid. And then the charges on top of that, and it would also need programming apparently, which would cost even more money. But if I get a second-hand one, then it wouldn't need programming and it would be a lot cheaper. So they've been looking for a second-hand one for me, and they can't find one in the whole of Sweden, which is fabulous. So I can't afford a brand new ABS system. By the way, there's a link in the comments. You can buy me a coffee. Maybe you could buy me an ABS system. They're going to keep on looking, and they're going to try and see if they can find an ABS for me, second hand. So we've left it at that. Not the best news. So to cheer myself up, I've decided to see if I could find this water point, and I found it. It's here. So let's go and get some water for free. At least that's something. We are all full up of water again. And actually, I don't know where I'm going to go tonight. I haven't thought much past getting the van done today. I guess food would be a good thing. Haven't eaten all day. And I quite fancy a curry, I think. By the way, they said it's fine to drive the van. The only thing is there's no ABS system. So I guess I need to take it careful if the snow comes back before they can fix it, but otherwise apparently I'm perfectly fine. I have no indication of how fast I'm going, but fortunately my phone tells me how fast I'm going, so I can look at that to see if I'm breaking the sound barrier or whether I'm okay. So yeah, I'm going to go and get some food, and then I'm going to figure out where I'm going to stay for the night. So I went to the shop, bought myself loads of food. I'm going to make a massive curry. I've got French bread, I've got olive oil, I've got sea salt, I've got chocolate bananas, I've got tortilla chips. Tomorrow I will feel very guilty about this, because partly I try and diet during the week so I don't turn into a fat old man. But tonight I really don't care. I'm going to cover myself in food. In fact, now I come to think about it, today was an even worse day because before I even got to the garage, I had Save All Your Kisses for Me stuck in my head. Good morning. After my rubbish day the other day, 2 days ago now, we've skipped a day. I had an evening of just indulging. I cooked myself what turned out to be actually quite a nice curry, and I just ate chocolate and crisps and felt generally miserable. But also yesterday morning I got a message from the mechanic that they have found a second-hand part for the van, and it would cost approximately £250–300, which is a lot cheaper than £900. And they asked if I wanted them to order it, so I said yes, go ahead. And by the end of the day they'd already got the part, which was great. So it's the next day and I'm on my way back to the mechanic, and they're going to fit it today, so hopefully that will mean the end of the van problems for now. It looks like I've got another day wandering around Henån, but what I'll probably do is go to the library and just do some editing, which will be good. Let's talk a little bit about the subscriber thing. I've been really pleased over the last 4 videos that every time I put something out, the subscriber count has gone up. So thank you very much everyone who has subscribed. What I did, for those of you that don't know, I have another YouTube channel where I put out a lot of videos of when I'm playing gigs and when I'm drumming. That is called Marcus Carter's Drum Kerfuffle, if you want to go and find that. I'll probably put a link to it down below as well, just in case you're interested. But I was also putting out van videos there, and it all got a little bit too confusing because I really didn't want to have the drum stuff and the van stuff all tied up together. So at the start of this year, I decided that I would just go with a clean slate, 0 subscribers, start putting out new van videos and build the channel up. So again, thank you very much to everyone who's subscribed. My aim is to get to 1,000 subscribers, because then I can start getting a little bit of advertising money from this channel, which will mean when things like the van breaking down happens, I will have perhaps a little bit of an extra source of income to be able to pay for things like that. Being a musician, you don't make an awful lot of money, and especially at the moment when I'm stuck in Sweden. I shouldn't say stuck in Sweden. Especially at the moment when I'm here looking after my daughter, I'm not really earning very much money. So getting the subscriber count up to 1,000 would be amazing. I'm a long way from it now, I realise that. But I knew that when I started the new channel, I knew it was going to be a long uphill struggle to get to 1,000, but that's my aim. So hopefully that will happen during the course of this year. But I'm going to stick with it. I enjoy making the videos. I know some of you enjoy watching them. I hope you all enjoy watching them. Please do leave me a comment below if you do, or if you don't, or if you've got any tips or suggestions. I did get a comment the other day that someone doesn't like the intro music, and I know it's a bit abrasive, but the idea behind it was it would make you sit up and listen after YouTube has put in some kind of advert about something you're not interested in. And whoever made that comment, thank you for it. It's good to get feedback. I quite like the intro music, but maybe I'm the only one. So if you hate the intro music, or if you would like to see something different on the channel or see me do something different, then please do leave a comment below. Or if you like it, you know, I'm always happy to get a nice comment. It may seem like I have absolutely no problems and no thoughts about putting out these videos, but it is actually quite nerve-wracking, and quite often I feel like, why would anyone want to watch this? What am I doing? But like I say, I enjoy doing the videos and it keeps me occupied, so I'll keep putting them out. And anyway, that's enough of that. So like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. You know, everyone says it. There's a reason everyone says it, and I'm saying it too. Right, onwards, the mechanic.